And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sports Night as we are half on location.
Yes.
For sure. But welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great... I have to turn down the sound on my end. I always have two screens up. I have the StreamYard screen up, and then I have the YouTube screen up because I like the YouTube screen better for the chat. It just seems to go faster. Yeah. And I forgot to turn it down. But welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. And we are back and better than ever with another sports night. And we are actually going to touch on some sports tonight because a few things I want to go over with Steve. I really thought this would be fun to talk about tonight and get his opinion on it. But we do have some Disney news to talk about as well. But before we do that, let me say hello to my partner channel, as usual. Steve, how are you, buddy? How's everything going?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm absolutely fantastic. I just need to get to Disney more often. I envy you guys. You know, I know the heat gets to you, but I envy you guys being able to just go. I know it's a little different right now, but it was nice to see you guys got reservations for Animal Kingdom, and just whenever you can get them, that's awesome that you can get them. So when everything in the world changes, it's going to be amazing that you get to go just whenever you want to. So, but other than that, yeah, man, it's awesome.
Cool. And of course, for those that don't know, Steve goes live on Monday nights. Be sure to check him out. Just Another Monday Night. He's Wednesdays with the Disney crew, and Saturdays right here with us on Sports Night. But cool, dude.
Non-sports night recently.
Non-sports. It's not that much to talk about, unfortunately. But we will talk a little bit about it tonight. Let's do a little bit of quick mousekeeping. Of course, Dean over at the Live Place. Check him out, theliveplace.com. They are family-friendly streams throughout the week. He's got so many different live streamers, well over 100, 110, right, Steve? Something like that?
Maybe last count was 110 that I heard.
Yeah. And he's grown exponentially. It's just fantastic. From where he was, I mean, I remember back when we first started and we were on there, he might have had 20. And now it's well over 110. So he's a great supporter, and we do our best to support him back by making sure you guys go out to the Live Place to find these streams. Of course, two partner channels we just talked about. Steve going live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And of course, Disney Dan goes live on Thursdays with Nuts About Disney. Is Disney Food Fridays, Disney Fiasco, which he just did a premiere. And then, of course, Sunday with me for a sports night. It's been the heat. It's been a terrible day for heat. For Disney movie review, which there will not be one tomorrow because Dan is away. But there we go. We are ready to go. Members, thank you to all of our new members, and thank you for membership. You guys are your generosity and loyalty just is fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We have Joshua Thompson is here. Joshua, welcome in. Timothy Rainwaters is here. Mike Willer's in the house. James Ryan, one of our members, is here. Brian Eisenhower. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, pal. Another one of our members is here. Christine Hickman is here. Alex, the filmmaker. Welcome in, guys. Noah's in the house. What's up, Noah? Noah is here as well. Let's see who else. Pete McDevitt. Uh-oh, Pete's here. Get ready, everybody. Andrea Houston, another one of our members, is in here. What's up, Andrea? Good to see you. Richard, the legend, Arjan. What's up, Richard? Good to see you. Another member. Captain Akron 27 is here. And I know there are more people in the chat because it says there are 19 watching at the moment, or right around there. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. And we have a lot to talk about tonight. So, Steve, we're going to start off with sports. I want to talk a little bit with you about baseball for a second. Of course, it's been fantastic to have baseball back. Simply Joy, welcome in. Simple Joy, welcome in. Simple Joy joined our stream today. We got a new new subscriber. Welcome in. Good to have you aboard. Hope you had fun today, and it's great to have you here. But, Steve, I want to talk to you a little bit about baseball. And, of course, as we know, you and I are big baseball fans. We love our baseball. We both agree that it's a little bit different than what we're used to, for sure. You know, usually they play 162 games. We're not even getting a third of that. We're getting, we are getting a little over a third of that.
I think we're getting, are we getting 60 games?
Yeah, we're getting 60 games exactly.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit over a third then.
Yeah, a little over a third. So it's a little bit, it's different. You know, nobody in the stands, although I'm going to touch on the cardboard cutouts in the background because they're actually kind of fun, to be honest.
I like them a lot.
I do too. I mean, there's been some funny ones in there for sure. Dougie, welcome in. Dougie Walter Grant, what's up, buddy? And T Marie, T Marie Photography, both of them are members of ours. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here. So, Steve, I want to talk to you a little bit about this.
Yes.
So, 60 games. Is it possible that we can legitimately say if someone bats 400, did they bat 400?
No.
Okay.
I think we can legitimately say the only thing that we can legitimately call out of this is and that's going to be a stretch, but is a winner. That's it. I don't think there should be. I don't want these asterisks listed on the records. I don't want anything like that. The stats should be taken completely out of everything for like records and things like that. Now you can put it down in the stat book as whatever. Never once should it touch anything to do with the stat, in my opinion. Now the win, whoever wins, there is going to be a World Series, we think, and whoever wins that will be the world champion. Again, that may be a little tainted, but for the most part, if that's about the amount that I'm going to say is legitimate is if we have a winner.
Gotcha. Okay. Saria Myers, welcome in, Saria. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. Another one of our members, Saria. Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Be safe. I heard you're driving, so be safe. I agree 100% on the 400. I mean, it's 60 games. I mean, there have been guys that are not that good at ball players that can maybe do that for a period of time.
Yep.
They tail off. I mean, when Ted Williams batted 400, he did it in 152 games, not 60. I mean, he was batting 500 after 60. So I agree with you. But it is something that has been brought up. There are people right now that are hitting like 430, 440. And they're saying, after 60 games, if they're hitting 400, do we put it in the record books as the latest person to hit 400? I don't know.
Look, no matter what happens, if they do, I'm hoping they don't, because if they do, there's going to be an asterisk next to it. And I hate asterisks in sport records. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it is, if it was like, okay, if somebody broke the home run record in 60 games, by all means, absolutely, which is never going to happen. But
right.
But to bat an average, you got to do. It's a duration thing. It's got to be like the Iron Man award when playing so many games. You got to play the duration to be able to do that. Because what do they do if somebody bats 400 that was on the injured list? Do they give them credit for it?
Mm-hmm. Agreed. But it all is a matter of the number of at-bats. Usually it's not a matter of games. It's a matter of how many at-bats that qualify you. Because that's what happens with a batting title anyway. With any batting title, you have to have a certain amount of at-bats to win the batting title. I think that's why this isn't going to be an issue, because nobody's going to accumulate enough at-bats.
Then, in my opinion, then it's not a real record.
Right, exactly. Agreed. I think you have to have 350 to 400 at-bats, and if you're playing 60 games, you would have to come to bat 5 times every game. And that's not going to happen.
Well, that's not, no.
I mean, that's not nobody. I mean, there are games when you might bat 5 times. There's going to be other games when you might only bat 3 times.
Yep.
So I don't know that this is necessarily going to be an issue, but it has been brought up. So I think it's kind of interesting to see what people are saying. We'll see. And again, we talked about this earlier in the year. We talked about in a 60-game season, anything can happen. I think your good teams are still right now near the top. But just for instance, my team, the Orioles, they're 4 games. They're 4 games over 500 right now. You never know.
Are the playoffs? Have they announced the way the playoffs are going to work? Are they going to work the exact same as everything else?
No, I hear they're going to be expanded too.
Because I just found out that the NBA playoffs are different too. There's a play-in series, and where the 8 and the 9 seed play each other. If the 8 seed wins, they move on, but the 9 seed has to win 2 games in a row to move on. I'm not sure I like that at all.
Yeah, I mean, everything is so topsy-turvy right now. Everything is so upside down, and we're just not used to it. And I get it; they're doing the best they can with the situation. We'll see what happens. And Brian says, "Come on, Pete," because Pete was kidding. He was saying the Orioles are only 2 games out of first place. He said the Orioles are going to dive bomb. They probably very well will. But that being said, they've got Boston on the schedule a lot, and Boston's terrible right now. They've
Yep.
got Florida on the schedule a lot. Florida's not a very good team. They're playing Philadelphia, who's not really been playing well. They've been playing the Nationals, who right now, even though they're the world champs, they're not playing well. They've got
they're only
some.
they're only two games behind who?
The Yankees.
Who's right now is, I believe, is the best team in baseball record wise.
Well, but you and I know that even if we were playing 162 games, they're right there as one of, if not the best team. They're 2 or 3. Anyway, they're really good. The Yankees.
Sorry.
Are. Yeah. No, the Yankees are fantastic anyway. So you're right. I mean, the Yankees are where we expected them to be. Would you agree? I don't know if you can hear me. Steve, can you hear me?
Nope.
Can't hear me?
I got you now.
You got us?
Somebody tried to call me, and it took you from here to there, and
yep.
I couldn't hear you anymore.
Yeah, that's what it does. I know it does that. I've seen that too. But no, I was just saying about talking about the Yankees. You were saying how the Yankees are in first place. They're where they need to be. That the Yankees, the Dodgers, the really good teams are going to be near unless they just happen to just fall off. And some teams do. I mean, in those first 60 games, anything can happen. That's what's really been wild so far about this, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure. And right now, it's anybody can win thing. It's an anybody can win. I mean, the way it's like the Orioles, they're only 2 games out of first place from maybe I think they're the best team in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, right there. But again, you just never know. And that's why it's hard for me to really legitimize this season. But then again, and by the way, Steve, you're frozen on my end. Hopefully
I know. I had to pause everything because it keeps coming through. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. For some reason, when you do it on the phone, and if anybody does anything, if you leave, I went to try to change my settings, then you can hear me still, but this freezes till I come back.
Yeah, that's okay. But for me, that's what makes it hard for me to really legitimize this season. Now, I've had people come back and say, as a counter argument, well, what about when we have strike shortened seasons? Those count. I mean, wasn't it the 81 Yankees? The Yankees beat the Dodgers in 81 in a strike shortened season World Series. That was legitimized. They won. And how many games did they play? They played less than 100 that year, if I'm not mistaken.
But what did they do for stat reasons? Did they count the stats, or were those the asterisk ones in the record book?
No, I think they're counted. I mean, there might be an asterisk because it was a strike shortened season. Yes, and I understand that point because you want to be transparent and say, look, they didn't play 162. They played 85 or 90.
See, I think everything should be based off of stats. Everything. I mean, I'm sorry, at bats. I think everything should be at least 2/3 of the at bats of a regular season. And if they don't hit them, then you don't hit them. I mean,
agreed.
They've got a set limit. I just think it should be 2/3. So.
Right, I agree. Corey Meatwell, what's up, Corey? Good to see you.
What's up, Corey?
Corey, we were in Animal Kingdom today too, and he was streaming, and we were streaming, and we were both in the bird show at the same time. And Corey was sitting right behind us. We didn't even know at first, and then I heard him. And I was like, I turned around and I was like, oh, there's Corey. So
very nice.
Good to see you, Corey. Hope you're doing well, pal. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. James makes a good point, Stephen. I wonder how you feel about this. He says, I'll tell you one thing, piping in these fan sounds is not impressive at all. How do you feel about that?
So on TV, it makes it seem a little more realistic. You can tell the sound is fake. I don't like that. It needs to be amplified. It needs to sound more realistic. From that point of perspective, but I've been told, not been told. I've read that the players feel more comfortable with it because on the stadium it does sound more realistic, and it's more of a when they play they don't focus on the fans around them, they focus on the noise and then the game at hand. So hearing that noise makes it more realistic for them, and if it does make it more realistic for them, I'm okay with that. But on our end, for sure, it does not sound the same. And, I don't mind it because I'd rather hear something than nothing. But it does sound fake, for sure. You can tell it's fake.
Yeah, I actually don't mind it. I liked it better than I expected I would. I agree with you. It is definitely, there's nobody there. So we know it's fake. But I don't mind it. I need that noise. It makes it feel a little bit more I hate to use the word normal, but it does. It kind of makes it a little bit
Yep.
more normal to me. It helps me enjoy it a little bit more. I almost feel like if I close my eyes and just listen, like I'm on the radio, listening on the radio,
Yeah.
it feels like real baseball again because I'm hearing the crowd. So I like it in that respect, and I love listening to baseball on the radio. By the way, I think it's fantastic.
Do they pipe in like the noises that the I don't know if it's, I call it the DJ, the guy in the press box that he plays, you know, like the yeah,
Stuff
those
like
things.
that.
Do they
Yeah,
play all that at the game too?
I
'Cause
haven't really been paying attention, so
I haven't noticed it either.
yeah, I'm when we're done, I'm gonna go in and watch the Orioles because I got the MLB TV, so I can see the Orioles down here. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna pay attention to that. I'll let you know. If anybody
Yeah.
in the chat knows, are they doing those? You know, like when a guy walks up to the plate, they'll play his music and stuff like
Yep.
that. I agree, Steve. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. So that's a
Because
good question.
if they're gonna try to make it as realistic as possible, they should be doing that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
And you know, it's those sounds that you don't really pay attention to, like when you're trying to get the fans into it, they
Mm-hmm.
play a little rhythm to get the fans to
Yeah.
clap or something like that. Yes,
Dun,
that for sure.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
and and that would be more. I think that'd be beneficial too, especially since they can also pipe in the fans clapping as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they could if they pipe in the noise, they should be able to pipe it in at all of it. I mean, I think it would just be whatever we can do to make the players feel more at
Mhm.
ease with their normal surrounding. I think is what we should be trying to do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Carlos, Disney World Freak, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. And Bridget Clement, Bridget, hope you're doing well. She has been a long time YouTube subscriber to us here at Mouse Talk for the longest time. She's good to see you again, Bridget. Haven't seen her in the longest time, but I'm glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. She said that she did notice that she see the music for the NBA games being played, so that's good.
Yeah.
Of course, they're down here at Disney World playing right now. So we'll see what happens there. James says they do not do it at Yankee Stadium. Fox puts some of it in national broadcasts. I think it's silly. The fake crowd is noise. It does not match up with the play on the field. I agree. I agree. But for me, it helps me to make it a little bit more
Yeah.
normalized.
Well, I mean, you realistically, you have a yay and you have a boo, and whatever happened, the result of the play is you don't have
Exactly.
you don't have that leading up to noise like you can tell a big play's going to happen or something like that. It's you wait till it's done, then they push the button to make sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's definitely been for me a lot of getting used to. I
Yeah.
still feel, and I said this the other day. I think I was last week. I said it still feels like spring training games to me. It just does. It's got that spring training feel to me. But I've got to get past it because it's not. This is the real deal. Somebody's going to be crowned champion at the end of the year,
Very much so.
and you got to get used to it.
The thing I have the biggest issue with, I think, is the fact that it's only 60 games. I understand why they did it. I understand why they had to do it.
Mhm.
But at the same token, it's a third of the season, and it's just
Yeah.
like we're already a third of the way done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with it, and there's no All-Star game, right?
No, no
So
All-Star game.
it's just that's what's going to get me is the 60-game season.
Yeah, I agree. Tim Pruitt, welcome in. Good to see you. Tim says hockey's doing some piped in noise as well. Yeah,
I've heard that for sure.
yeah. And of course, Andrea says it's all because of the current situation. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, that goes without saying. And we knew that. It's just different. We're just talking about how different it feels. Now, what really should be interesting, Steve, is, and I don't know, maybe you can verify this, and anybody in the chat do so as well. Football's actually going to let fans in the stadium.
So I've heard yes. I've heard several different things. I don't know where the final is. So I've heard that they're going to let everybody play at their own stadiums, and they're going to allow a reduced limit number of people in. But I've also heard that they're going to pick between 2 of 6 stadiums and play all the games at the same stadiums. I don't know which one's actually going to happen or not, but I do know that the NFL and the NFLPA both agreed to daily COVID testing. So that's going to happen, but I'm not sure how the stadium's going to work. But I did hear they might allow fans in.
Right now, not 70,000 fans. I mean, if it's a
No,
70,000 seat stadium, they might let
it
10 in,
yeah,
10,000.
it's gonna be way below a half for sure.
Right. Yeah,
Maybe
for
lower
sure.
than a quarter of the percent, but they're at least gonna have some people there.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Um, and that's one of the things I didn't understand why baseball didn't do. You have 50, 40, and
Well,
50,000 seat stadiums. Just let 10,000 people in.
see, I think the same thing, and I don't understand. I get it though, because even though you could space them out in their seats, it's the parking lot, the aisleways, the concession stands. You could. I mean, we're doing it everywhere else in the world.
Everywhere else is doing
You
it.
could social distance those people, but I am baffled that they won't allow now. Then how do you decide who gets in?
First come,
I mean,
first serve buying the tickets.
but those prices are going to go way up.
Yes, they are. I mean,
So
it is what it is. I mean, look, we've all had to deal with it, but they could do some sort of like reservation system. But you could do, you could put people, you could do a lottery if you're a season ticket holder. You could do lottery
well,
for season ticket holders,
yep.
something like
And that's
that.
the biggest part of there is because you have so many season ticket holders. Your season ticket holders are more than the percentage that they'll allow in. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
do you just only do season ticket holders and a percentage of them, or do you do partial season ticket holders and partial just random tickets? I mean,
Mhm.
it would be difficult probably to figure out who you let in, but you should be able to let X amount of people in
Yeah, I
and be
agree.
able to control it.
Yeah, no tailgating, Richard. Nope, not even allowed tailgating. You can't. You really can't because there won't be any social distancing there. But Carlos says it's season tickets. How do you pick who gets in? Lottery. It's that simple. You just put them in a lottery. Hey, Caitlin, Naked Blue at Disney Adventure, welcome in. I think you do a lottery, Steve. That's my opinion. If you have
I
70,000, put them in there, and the first 10,000 you pick out
I
get
think
the
you do a
tickets.
lottery, but for season ticket holders, you those season ticket holders, you either do away with season tickets this year,
Mm-hmm.
put those people on for next year, or you have a lottery for season ticket holders, and whoever's name is drawn, they get at maybe an increased price, they get all the tickets for the entire year. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you can just randomly choose each. I mean, that's you're going to be charging people, and they may not ever get to go to a game. So, I think you do a lottery for who's allowed in, and in that process, you decide X amount of people are season tickets are going to go. They're going to be this price, and you don't penalize the people who don't get drawn. You keep their tickets for next year, but you can only. I think the people that you draw have to be able to go to all 8 games to be season tickets,
Gotcha. And
or
here's
you
my
get rid of
opinion.
them.
Yeah, here's my opinion too. When it comes to, and they won't ever do this, but to me, it doesn't make any sense. I think you don't charge extra for the tickets. I actually think you discount them because, in my opinion, it's a good faith gesture to the fans saying, look, we're not going to pay you, we're not going to make you pay that kind of money for tickets
Mm-hmm.
because it's different for Disney because ticket sales are their big thing. They got to get you in with the ticket. But in football, the television revenue is where they make their billions. It's not the
Yeah,
gate. It's not the
I
gate.
agree.
It's
I agree.
not. The gate's a big part of it, but it's probably 30%. The television revenue is the 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be on TV. So it's not going to hurt them as much. They're still going to make their television revenue. That's why they're pushing to have these sports so badly because they
Mm-hmm.
want the TV revenue. And I think
And
that's why baseball does it.
that's a fantastic point that I didn't even consider, because at the same token, I mean, they do take a hit. I mean, it's not
Oh,
cheap to go to
yeah.
a game. Like a minimum ticket any nowadays for Indianapolis, anyways, is I mean, I think they're like $70 or something like that. It's hard to get a ticket here,
And that's getting
and
up in the booty.
that's way up in the boonies.
Way
And you
up.
think about how many. I mean, you think about how many people that stadium holds. Even say it's 50,000. That's $350,000 a game times 8 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at $2.5 million out of ticket revenue. Now, that's a drop in the bucket and considered to everything else. But you also have merchandising, which are going to only be a third of the merchandising. You also have
Absolutely.
every single thing. Concessions is going to be a third of the
Concessions,
concessions.
I agree. Beer, what
So,
are they, holy macaroni, what they sell in alcohol alone?
oh yeah, for sure. And it's like $10 a pop. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're going to be. I mean, they're going to take a little bit of a financial hit, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you are correct. The highest part of revenue comes from television.
Yeah.
So that is, and sponsored ads that like to run their ads during those those games. So
Mhm.
it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting. I do to your point.
Bridget says she has more fun watching at home, beers in hand. I actually it's the only look. I'd rather see football is the one sport, and I've been to playoff football games, playoff baseball games. Football is the one game I actually prefer watching at home.
Do you really?
I do. I think I'd rather watch a football unless it's a playoff game. I've been to playoff football games. That's different. But just a regular season game, I like watching on TV.
I've been very fortunate to have suppliers that have suites at the games.
Yes.
And so when you sit on the end zone, there's nothing like that. So
my old boss he had a suite for football games as well, and you're right. It's pretty neat if you can get up there. Leanne Sherbrick, welcome in, Leanne. Hope you're doing well. I know Leanne's going to be down here soon too. Brian says the biggest reason to go to a game is to throw down a few with people who share a passion with yourself and have a good time. I agree. Hey, it's why we come to Disney.
Well, one of the biggest tailgating is one of the biggest football things there is, and that is not allowed right now. So,
yeah, I agree 100%. Piglet Roo loves Disney. Welcoming. I always say Piglet True.
I did at the beginning too, and then of course Zip calls her Pickle True. So
Pickle True. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. It's good to see everybody. Cricket Fox, all the way from down under. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing good. Andrea says, only asking because sometimes we're the only true advocates for our bodies. He needs to take your comments seriously. Oh, she's talking about Carlos. Of course, Carlos has been having some health issues. Carlos, get well, buddy. Hope you're doing better with that. For sure. All right. Well, there you go, Steve. I wanted to kind of touch on the sports side of it because there's really a lot going on. I mean, football's right around the corner. I don't even know. Are we even having preseason games? Because this is August. We would be playing by now.
I want to say they eliminated the preseason completely. There might be a game or two, but I think they eliminated it 100% completely.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, look, we've seen preseason games. Your starters, the first three really, or first two aren't even going to play. Maybe a snap or two.
Yeah.
And they're not going to play at all in week 3, and then by week 4 they might play a snap or two, and then they're out of there because they don't want to hurt.
Well, they're trying to keep the NFL under some sort of bubble that's not working right now too, and I don't remember how that works. But I know that the Seattle Seahawks just released their rookie cornerback because he tried to sneak someone into the hotel. So the teams are taking it very seriously. My fear is the players are not.
Right. Well, see, look, that's what I said last week. I said it the other day on a stream with somebody. Pete can verify because I know Pete was there. I said, this is why I didn't think they should play the NFL season. Because I said there's no way these players are going to quarantine for 17 weeks. You mean to tell me there's not a guy, like you just said, that's not going to try to sneak somebody in, or there's some guys that are going to try and go down to the local bar, or there's no way they could do it. There's no way.
And see, I don't know. I think some people are more disciplined than others, but not everybody's going to do it. And the fact of the matter is, though, is you should be able to. There's an opt-out clause, and if you're not committed to doing this the right way and doing it full out, you should opt out. You shouldn't be playing this year because everybody's health should come first before anything else.
Well, that's the problem, and that's what worries me is you have to literally have 100% cooperation. It can't be 99. It's got to be 100, and I think that's impossible with the NFL. You've got some prima donnas to just say, I can do what I want, when I want, and they're going to pay me, and I'm still going to be playing because they need me. You know that mindset.
I've got so many fantasy football teams. I need there to be a season, and I need it to be a full season. So these guys need to get their act together.
Yep. Don't hold your breath, man. Cricket Fox says we have had a couple who have been suspended in the Australian Football League for violating the rules.
Yep.
I totally understand that. And they should be. Absolutely they should be. You agreed. It's that simple. You agreed to the terms of this season. You've got to follow it at this point. It's just that simple.
If you don't agree, then opt out.
Yeah, just opt out for the season. Some of the baseball players have done that.
Yep.
They're not playing. You know, you should know David Price on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He's not playing this year. He said, "Nope, not doing it." You know, but that's what happens. That's the whole Patriots defense did. They opted out. See, that's look. I respect that. At least you're being honest with yourself and you're being honest with everybody else when you do that. Now, I'm fine with that. That's how I see it. Um, but that's just us. Let's see. What else did I want to touch on? Oh, Disney news, Steve. Now, I
Yes.
know you kind of heard a little bit about this. It's called the Action Equity Union. They signed what was called a memorandum of understanding with Disney. What it basically will allow them to do is it'll allow for their equity performers to return to the parks. Obviously, it's all centered around COVID and making sure they get testing every day, keeping
Yep.
them safe because they can't social distance
Yep.
as stage performers. They're right next to each other. That's
We're
what
talking
they
about
do.
things. We're talking about things like Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Lion King Festival of the Lion King,
Caesar
things like that.
Nemo. I mean,
Yes.
Finding Nemo the musical. I'm assuming the Dapper Dans are part of this. That's why we haven't seen them.
Yep.
The Main Street Trolley, which is Daniela's favorite ride.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I'm really happy about this. I've missed these shows. I just
Yes.
thought maybe it was a cost thing, but now it sounds like it wasn't really a cost thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people batter Disney for that, but at the same time, I think I've said it for a while now. I think Disney has taken every precaution. That includes social distancing. So if you have any group of two or more that cannot perform their function by
Mhm.
staying 6 feet away from each other, they've shut it down. And I
Mhm.
think that's one of the reasons why I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think we've lost all the shops and everything around the World Showcases because if anybody's ever walked through those things, they're tight. They're tight
They're tight.
spaces.
They are.
So it's hard to social distance in them, and in trying to create one-way traffic where you take some people down one side and then bring the other people down the other side. It's just not, unless you put up a wall, people just aren't going to do that. So I understand why they've done it all. I understand why they've shut it down, but I'm glad that they're making steps to progress towards opening things.
Yeah, I agree. Epcot is a different beast right now. It definitely is. It's fantastic to have the low crowds over there.
Yeah.
But if you are fans of some of these restaurants that haven't been open, or if you're fans of some of these stores that haven't been open, I get it. I can understand feeling the sting. But it is what it is. But House of Good Fortune wasn't originally open, Steve. Guess what?
Yep.
It's now open.
Yep. But that's one of those that's a little bit bigger though.
It
Same
is.
thing with what's the one over in Japan? The big one in Japan, I think, is open as well.
Yeah,
And I think it's open as well because it's wide open. You
Mhm.
can kind of make room in there. You can kind of control it. But when you're trying to go through the shops, like say for instance in Germany, you're bumping into everybody all the time.
Right.
I'm impressed that they kept the caramel place, the Werther's original caramel place open.
Right.
But they're controlling traffic. You go in one door and you go out the other door.
And they're only allowing so many people in. They have somebody at the door stopping you and saying, you can't go in right now because we were stopped the other day. She said, I need you to wait here. We're at capacity right now. As soon as a couple people leave, I'll let you in. My phone just fell.
And I agree with it. I think they're doing a good job with it. So
yes, very, very good job. I agree 100%. I think it's been awesome in that respect. And you're right. A lot of those World Showcase stores are really small. But overall, I'm really glad that the Equities Union is coming back. That ought to be great, and then hopefully we'll get these shows. But then what do we do, Steve? Are we going to have them, or are we not going to have them all the time? Are they going to reduce the amount of shows they do? I wonder how they're going to do that. I think we lost them. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I had people talking to me. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
So, yes, it's going to be, again, we're making steps towards normalcy, and that's the biggest part of this. And it is, even though Disney is open, so you get a little taste of it. You get a little taste of what we can do. We go to the parks. I was there a couple weeks ago. You were there today, obviously. You get a little taste of what you can and can't do, but then you start missing. You're thinking, well, if we can do this, why can't we do this? And why can't we add the rest of the stuff? And why can't we open this? And the big answer, a lot of that is too, is it's on us. It's on people like us to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do. If we don't follow the rules, they're not going to open anything up. So we start now that we know, okay, we can do this. Disney's the safest place on earth right now. with all the hand sanitizer and with all the social distancing, they'll put the walls up in the queue lines. I feel safer there than I do here. And with all that said now, why can't we have Festival of Lion King? Why can't we have the Beauty and the Beast live on stage? Why can't we do Indiana Jones and all these other places? So, I got to move. Hang on. Sorry.
Sure. That's okay. But I agree. And I mean, Universal still has all their shows. They do the horror and makeup show. They do the Newborn Stuntacular show. They have that as well. They have the Shrek 4D show. They still do that. So Universal has been able to do it, and they've been very good with it. And Disney does have some of the shows. I mean, you still have Hall of Presidents, and they show you where you have to sit.
Yes, but those are also animatronic actors.
Right.
And I think the big thing here is the social distancing with
for the
live actors. Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with us. I think they can say, hey, you can sit here, you can sit here. All that aside, I think it has 100% to do with the actors being close together.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're not going to bubble those guys.
Yeah, agreed. Bridget Clement says, do you think they'll bring the dining plan back eventually? Yeah, I do.
Once everything's open.
Yes, once everything's open. They can't have limits. They can't limit you with your choices and make you take a dining plan, in my opinion.
Yep, unless they reduce it greatly.
Yes, which they're not going to do.
No, they're not going to do that.
Yep. James says he feels bad for the students who have achieved a shot at college on sports scholarships and have to postpone their dreams. Tough times for these young people. I agree. The college sports are really taking a hit for sure. Agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Popular shows like Festival of Lion King will need to add shows if they separate group seating. People love these shows. I actually don't think they're going to add more shows.
I don't think they need to until they increase capacity. Because if you think about it, if you're at a third capacity, you could go as long as you do seating at a third capacity in the inside the thing. It wouldn't be any different.
Yeah. Reports that I am seeing here in Oz, which is down under, there are no hotspots because of Walt Disney World. What Disney's doing is working. Oh, it's working. Absolutely, it's working.
100%.
Been there, seen it. It's working for sure. Avery, the Cuban American. What's up, Avery? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, I think it's working fantastically. I think they're doing a really good job with it. I really do. Bob, One Stop Mouse, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Leanne said you're putting in your drink order when someone was talking to you earlier. That's funny.
We were actually doing a Dairy Queen order. But
there you go. Bridget says she has a trip planned for April 2021. Hopefully things will be back to normal by then. That's the hope. Jim, more sunshine, please. What's up, buddy?
Nothing's going to be back to normal till at least next October because they've already discontinued fast passes till at least then.
Oh, so that's true. That's true. Right. On Disney's side, yes, you're right.
So Disney said, you know what, the real 50th is next October, I think, and they just said we're shutting everything down until then. No fast passes, nothing until then.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dreamer Deborah, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing good.
Hey, Deborah.
Yeah, Disney has been working, except at Disney Springs. They need a lot of help there. I agree. I will say, I don't know, Steve, if you went down to Disney Springs at all.
I was. Was I? I don't think I did. Yes, wait a minute. I was supposed to go there the first night. I chose not to because I was tired. I got in late. I went to my hotel, and it was right around the corner, but I didn't go. I don't think I did. I was supposed to go the last day for sure to buy souvenirs and things like that, and the hurricane cut me short again. So I don't think I went to Disney Springs.
Okay. Well, we've been.
That's a lie. I did go. I went to Art Smith. I went to Art Smith's Homecoming to eat. Okay. We didn't go around the other shops or anything, but I went straight to Art Smith's and ate there. But that's it.
How'd you get there?
We went to. We had an Uber driver.
Okay, so Uber driver took you. Okay.
He dropped us off like right there. We walked straight to Art Smith's. We left and took an Uber. I think it was Uber, and we took it straight back. I think. Gotcha.
Well, we've gone during the week. We've gone during the weekends. James Ryan was there one time we went on the weekend.
Yes.
There's a huge difference between the week and the weekend in size. The weekends are out of control. Literally out of control.
I've seen that a little bit in the parks recently too. It seems to be on streams. It seems to be that the crowds are starting to pick up. Let's put it this way: the wait times for the rides are starting to pick up on the weekends, a lot longer than they are in the week. I don't remember if I went to when I was there a few weeks ago. I went to SeaWorld on Saturday. I don't remember what I did on Sunday. I think was Animal Kingdom with you on Sunday, or was it on Monday?
It was on Sunday.
It was a Monday. So I don't
Monday.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think I went to the park at all. Maybe just briefly, very briefly on that. Oh, I did go to Magic Kingdom on Sunday because that's where Josh and Jenna were. I met up with them for briefly. But at that point in time, though, still the lines weren't really bad yet. We could pretty much walk on anything we wanted to. Right. But recently, though, when watching other people's streams, it seems like it's starting to pick up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Deborah wants to know, did you enjoy Homecoming?
I did. I'm trying to flip back and forth here. Homecoming was absolutely incredible. Have you ever been there?
Yes, it's very.
Dude, good. I asked for boneless. I asked for boneless chicken breast and green beans.
Yep.
Out of this world good. I did dinner with that night with Corey, and he made me try a bunch of stuff. And I tried a deviled egg. It took about 5 minutes to put the egg in my mouth, and then it almost came back up. It was not good. But Brussels sprouts, collard greens, the mac. I mean, everything was fantastic except for that egg.
Yeah.
So
they got good food there, man. They really do.
Oh, it was so good. I couldn't believe how good it was.
It is good. Karen Cook, welcome in. Good to see you, Karen. Probably see you again soon, Karen. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But Disney Springs on the weekend, Steve, is so crowded. We waited almost an hour to park. It was horrendous. I mean, really an hour to park. Someone said it earlier.
Just a park?
Just a park, dude. I mean, because not all of the garages are open.
I noticed that. One of the whole garages is closed. Isn't the orange garage closed?
No, not the orange garage. It's the orange and the lime are the only two that are open. It's the other one.
It's the other one. And then on top of that, not all the spaces in those two are open.
Correct.
I saw some of that blocked off.
Right, and so that's the other issue. But there's just no social distancing right now. You can't. There's too many people there. I don't know if they're limiting it. I mean, we thought the other day we were afraid we weren't going to get in. We were supposed to have dinner with James Ryan, and we almost called him and said, because we thought we were going to say, you can't come in, we're at capacity. It never happened.
So I had this discussion with several people at the beginning before Disney Springs opened, and everybody was for sure Disney Springs was going to close or limit. And I said, no way. They're outdoors. They can limit inside the stores. They'll put you in a line outside the store, only let 10 people go in or 8 people go in, and then you line up outside the stores. At some point in time, somebody has to go, hey, that line's too big. You can't stand here anymore. Move on until you see a spot open. But they're not going to, I mean, unless it becomes a problem, unless there's a big problem that happens very recently or in the very near future, they're not going to limit the people that come into Disney Springs. It's shopping, and it's outdoors. They're just not going to do it. They'll limit each individual store. They will not, in my opinion, they will not stop people from coming into Disney Springs.
Yeah, I mean, people want to get out, so guess where they're going? They're going there.
Yep.
On weekends. On weekends. Now, we went during the week this week. We saw Charlie and Stacey at Disney Air Hers. We went down, spent some time with them, had some food. I think it was Thursday. Everything was fine. We were able to get in, get out. It wasn't crowded. I mean, there were a lot of people there, but not, oh my gosh, we didn't feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Take care, Bridget. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Good seeing you again. Hope you're doing well. Hope your son's doing well as well. Steve, I did want to also touch on the fact that over at Epcot, this is good news. The fountain pylons have been erected. Have you seen that?
You say the fountain pylon?
Yeah, the pylons for the fountain out front. You know how they're
doing. You're talking about the front one. I have not seen that.
Yes, you get a chance, go look at that because it looks awesome.
Well,
it's still not open yet though.
Yeah, I've made it. I mean, I've not told anybody what dates I'm coming, but I am coming in the near future back to Disney again. So I will definitely take a look at it. I kind of like, man, I've been doing really good with not seeing things and not seeing new rides, not seeing anything since Galaxy's Edge opened, of course, because I saw everything that there was to do there. But I really don't want to see it until I get there. But,
well, that's true. But I don't know if we can see it because the walls are still up. They've just erected it at this point. Maybe we can. Maybe you can. Maybe it's so
Now,
high that you can see over it.
is the monorail running through there yet?
No, because there's no
Not through
park
Epcot.
hopping.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking it goes from. I was thinking they ran one from the Poly Contemporary and Grand Floridian over there, though. Did they not do that? Are they not running it there for those guests?
Yes, they are running it there. You can go. You can take the monorail to the Grand Floridian, to the TTA, and all those places. Yes, because we've been doing it.
But can you take it from the TTA over to Epcot though?
No.
So they're only running it local inside Magic Kingdom area.
Just running it local. No, they're not going to let you go from Magic Kingdom, because in their mind, their thought process is, well, you can't park hop anyway. So if you're supposed to be at Epcot, why are you at Magic Kingdom?
That's true, but the same token, though, if you're staying at the Grand Flow, you ought to be able to go to the TTA and ride the monorail straight over.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
they should have a monorail going. I know it's hard because you go through the security and then you can go to that line, and when you're done with that one, you can go straight down the ramp and up the other ramp and go out the other side. But they ought to be able to at least barricade that somehow to where these people that are staying in these resorts can utilize that transportation to go from the resort or the TTA over to they're smart enough they can block it to where you can go one way and back and forth and not go to the other way.
Yeah, they might, and they might be doing that, but because we haven't tried it, I haven't really paid attention to it. So that very well could be happening. Avery and Noah, I think, both brought up, they were talking about how do we feel about the monorail attraction coming soon to the Play Pavilion at Epcot. They heard it might be a monorail pilot simulator.
I've heard, yeah.
I haven't heard about it. The first time I've heard about it is right now when they both brought it up. I don't know.
I've heard rumor about some kind of like a simulator for a monorail. I'm not sure I'm going to like it. I'd rather ride the real thing.
Yeah. I mean, know.
So here in my local malls and in I'm sure malls around the world, they have these simulator rides where you can get in and create your own roller coaster. I think they're really popular. This is just a monorail. It's the same technology, but the problem is if it takes you the same path, why would you not want to get on the monorail?
Right. Oh, I agree. Yeah. I have to see what it is and what it entails. Is it going to be a monorail that's going to do twists and turns and almost, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. Is it going to be like a VR thing too? Mm-hmm. Or is it just going to be like 360 simulator around you inside? It'll be interesting to see how they do it. But you're right. I might do it one time and say, oh, that's a one and done. Won't be doing that again.
It'd be something to do one time for me, for sure, because I like to do everything. But after that, nothing else. I mean, if it's the same thing, I'd rather ride the real one. The only benefit is that when you get off, you're still in Epcot. You don't have to go through security and all the other stuff. So
that's true. I agree 100%. Yep, you're still there. But that's fantastic. I think it's pretty awesome for sure. I had something else I was going to bring up to you, and I don't remember. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you or not. I finally did Hall of Presidents.
You did?
I've done it twice now.
Oh, what did you think? Tell us what you think.
I love it. I think it's absolutely
Dude, I told
fantastic.
You. Yeah, it's such an incredible experience. Whether you need to go into it leaving politics out of it. Yeah. I know that's hard because it's all about the presidents, but you need to go into it leaving politics out of it and just appreciate the history. Whether you agree with it or not, or whether you like it or not, history is history. And you need to go in there open-minded and just enjoy what you're witnessing. And the animatronics, so many animatronics in that building, and they all do some incredible things. And my favorite part of that whole thing is roll call. When they start with the first one and they go to the last one and they announce every single one of them and highlight them, I think it's incredible.
I love it. I think the first part of the show, when they talk about the history of the United States and how George Washington really did set the tone for everything. That's why he's my favorite president. I'll just tell you right now, he's always been my favorite. He is my number one, and he was number one. But he kind of set the tone for where we are and what we do today. He really was.
And they highlight the bigger presidents that did. I mean, so like they highlight George Washington because he was the first one. He was, he set the tone for everything. I believe they highlight Abraham Lincoln, the whole freedom of slavery. I want to say FDR. I think they highlight in there. I can't remember.
Teddy Roosevelt and FDR.
And Teddy and So they highlight some of the more prominent ones that had bigger careers, if you want to call them that had bigger events in history. They highlight those guys, but they still go through every single one of them.
Yeah, the roll calls. It's really awesome. And
If
it's
you appreciate history at all, you'll go in there and you'll be touched when you come out.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely loved it. When Melissa told me the first time she ever did, because she actually did it before me one
Oh
time.
wow.
She went in there. I was somewhere with the boys, and she went in there and she fell asleep. When I did it, I was like, "How could you fall asleep on this
Yeah.
show? It's
I
fantastic."
so my sleep place is Carousel of Progress, but Hall of Presidents is so intriguing and so interesting. It's just like I said, it's just history,
I
and it's
agree.
something I look forward to.
I agree. Cricket Fox, take care. Have a great day.
Like,
Down under, thank you for being here. James says Washington was a cool president, and he never blamed the previous administration.
not at all. He
Not
just
at
chopped down a
all.
cherry tree and said, "I cannot tell a lie."
Yeah, he just went out there and did what he had to do for sure. He was pretty awesome for sure. But I did it. I finally did it, and then I went back like a couple days later and did it again because it was
That's
really,
awesome, man.
really good.
I told you you'd like it, man, buddy. Just knowing you and what you like, that is such a special ride to me. Everybody talks about the history in Carousel of Progress. There's a lot of history, even outside of presidents. I mean, not only do they move and they do all this other stuff, but they show that 3-screen
It's awesome.
theater, basically. It's incredible. The whole thing's incredible. It'll make you really appreciate what's gone on in this country.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, we've said it a million times. We've never been perfect in this country. We make mistakes. We're still making
Yep.
mistakes. But we've done a hell of a lot right too.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we really have. We've done. That's why we're. A lot of countries around the world look to us for answers.
Yep. Well,
And there's a reason.
You're never gonna like. Not everybody's ever gonna like the person we choose, and that's why we are a democracy. Sometimes we choose Democrat, sometimes we choose Republican, sometimes it could be either or, or right down the middle with neither party affiliation. But the fact of the matter is, though, that every president in history has done great things, and every president has done things that have made some people upset. But the fact still remains that this country is great because of each and every one of them.
Yeah, they've all left their effect. Some more than others. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yep. Leanne says she cries throughout that show, that whole show at Hall of Presidents.
It's
I gotta be
incredible.
honest with you, it made me emotional too.
Yeah.
I love it. Look, Steve, you hit it right on the nose. I may not agree with the president that's the president, but he's still the president.
Absolutely.
Got to respect the role of who they are. There's a lot on their plate. They may not do everything right. They're not going to do everything right. I may not like what they do. I may not like their policies, but he's still my president. I still respect him. And, what else can we do? But yeah, it's a really awesome show. So I finally did that, and I did Triceratops spin over at Animal Kingdom.
Man, I haven't been on that. Oh man, I haven't been on that in so long. I can't even remember how long it's been. Is that one of the ones they shut down, or did they keep that?
No, that one's still up. That's the only ride over there. Primeval Whirl is gone.
I know that's gone. I know dinosaurs up, but not in the little circus area.
Right.
Look, I think there's a way to salvage dinosaur and get rid of the little circus that's over there.
Yeah.
Hester and Chester's or whatever it is, Chester and Hester's Dinorama. Yeah. That needs to go. And I heard rumor the only reason why they closed down Primeval World is because the company that made the parts and made the ride went out of business, and Disney can't get anything to repair it. On the flip side of that is Disney has a means to make it happen if they really wanted to keep it open. So I think there's a change in the works. I think there's a change that needs to happen. I think there's a way we could salvage dinosaur out of this whole thing, and maybe split the land, split it in half with Dino Land and something else where Chester and Hester's is. There's a way we could do it and make it good for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. But I wrote Triceratops Spin because those two, Hall of Presidents and Triceratops Spin, were the only two things I had not ever done at Disney World, ride-wise,
really?
Show-wise. That was it. Those were the two.
You seen every ride and everything too, huh?
Yeah, that was it. Those were the two I haven't done.
I'm trying to remember. I just completed, I think, all of mine because I'd never done Mickey's Runaway Railway. Mm-hmm. It came out like 2 days prior to everything happening.
Sure.
So I went on that when I was there a couple weeks ago. I rode the Speedway in January for the first time. I think now, without going through the map, I think I've done everything now, including all the little shows around Epcot and all the shows that are attractions like Beauty and the Beast. And I believe now that I've done everything.
Yeah. It took me a while. Look, Triceratops Spin, I just didn't want to do it because it was the same thing. It's Dumbo, it's Magic Carpets, it's Astro
Yep.
Orbiter. We've done it on my own times, but I had to do it to say I've done it.
Now you can say it's done. So
Yeah, and the Hall of Presidents, I don't know why I never did it. It was dumb. But
man,
now,
that is so good. I cannot believe you. I know you told me, but I cannot believe you've never done that before.
yep, I
Until now.
hadn't. Now, and then we're going to Magic Kingdom tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it tomorrow. There we go.
That's awesome.
I'll do it 3 times in 2 weeks. That's so funny. Oh my
But hey,
gosh.
at least you're down there. You're living what you wanted to live, modified, but you're still having a good time. And I couldn't be happier for you and Melissa for the opportunity that you've got. And you're gonna. It does. I'm trying to think of a better word than what I want to say. It's bad that it's modified. It is, but at the same time, we could be going down there and not doing anything at all. So the fact that you get to experience something and get a mild taste of what your future is going to be, I'm really happy for you guys.
Oh, we appreciate it. Yeah, we are. It's nice to be able to get into the parks. Like you said, it's modified, but you know what? Modified's better than nothing, for sure.
Yep.
And I'm really happy for all the workers, because that's what's most
Absolutely.
important. People got their jobs back. They're able to make a living again, and that's what's really
and they're happy about it. They're just as happy to see us as they were before.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Amy, AJC Magic TV. What's up, Amy? Good to see you. I don't know if you were in earlier. I don't know if I said hi, but I won't say hi to you. But yeah, there you go, folks. That is our modified. We're talking modified a lot tonight, but modified sports night / Disney talk. This was fun. We actually had a lot to talk about, and as the weeks go on, we're going to have even more to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sports are starting to come back too. Disney's coming back.
Yeah.
There's a period in time there when I would wonder what we're going to do. So now it's like, I mean, we can always talk about something with Disney, but I mean, obviously we have so many shows that we do that it's just like eventually it's going to become redundant. But we're starting to get in those debatable categories again that you and I can really get into and analyze, and I really like that. So.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And Deborah's right. She says, "Yep, cast members have seemed very happy to me whenever I was watching Disney YouTubers." Yeah, they are. They're really glad to have the jobs back. Look, we were at Animal Kingdom today, and just walking down towards Tree of Life, they still had the people outside welcoming you in, saying hi to you, waving and smiling, and they legitimately look honestly happy to be there, which is great.
Yep. And when you guys, if you people are going and you're going to experience it, please take the time to make sure you thank every cast member as you go. You tell them how much, it makes their day, and they feel very appreciated when you do it. Yeah. And, they're putting, as much as we choose to do this is their job. They're being at risk as well. Mm-hmm. Tell them thank you. Just tell them thank you or welcome home. They'll like either one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what we do. We say, when they say thank you for being here, we say thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But well, there you go, guys. Well, Steve, look at that. Yes, sir. That's a good way to end tonight. But so Steve, before we head out, bud, what do you got coming up on the channel for you? Anything coming up?
So I did my first vlog in 6 months last week. I had another vlog this week, but I have it ready to go. Every day I wanted to post. I didn't want to post during somebody else's stuff, and it was just one of those things. So I've got it ready to go. I'll put it out sometime, maybe before Monday. I don't know. But outside of that, just Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and then of course Saturday nights here with you. So I'm really getting into the fun of editing. I find it intriguing. Some people find it tiresome. I'm starting to find it intriguing because I'm learning more and more with it. So.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, and I'll tell with everybody on stream. Downscale, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I'll say I love editing.
Yeah.
It has been fantastic. I love live streaming, but I really enjoy vlogging and editing. There's a certain, it's like you're telling a story. You're putting that, like you're an editor. It's kind of like you're a director, really, in a lot of ways, making a movie. I love editing. I do too. I think it's so much fun. You're creating something, and you're making it work and making it enjoyable for others. I love it.
Well, and there's a lot more you can do with a vlog than you can live. Yeah, I mean, we're limited here what we can do, with that, I mean, we got music and you got camera angles and you got flippy screens and all that
Bells
other
and
stuff.
whistles. Yeah, I call it
So,
bells and whistles. Yep,
yeah,
it's
bells and
true.
whistles. That's exactly what it is. It's just absolutely fantastic, and I'm really getting into it. And I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Well, I can't wait to see your next video. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome, I'm sure.
Thank you, sir.
As for us, we have a lot going on tomorrow. Melissa and I will be live again. We're going to Magic Kingdom tomorrow morning, which is going to be
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you to everybody who came out today. We had a lot of fun today.
What time?
9:30 in the morning. We'll be there 9:30 a.m. I think the park opens at 9. We went for 3 hours for the first time today. It was awesome. We had a really good time, and I appreciate everybody that came out. That was awesome. We had an awesome time. We'll be live again tomorrow from Magic Kingdom. Melissa finally filmed her first Expedition Eats episode.
Yes.
So we're going to be editing that and bringing that out really, really soon. We're also doing, we're going to be, after our live stream tomorrow, Melissa and I will be vlogging our next Man versus Park video for our members. But it's
Very nice.
Melissa's Man versus Park. I have a scavenger hunt for her to do tomorrow.
Woman versus Park?
Woman versus Park, yes, exactly. So she'll be doing her scavenger hunt tomorrow. I've got 12 scavenger things she's got to go find at Magic Kingdom. That'll be coming. We got a lot coming. It's going to be great.
That's awesome.
We can't wait to bring it to you guys. Again, thank you to Dean over at the Live Place for all that you do. Of course, Steve, our partner channel, Dan, our partner channel. Thank you guys. Check them out. But thank you to everybody in the chat. You've all been fantastic. You're always here. You're always supportive. Even if we don't hear everything in the chat, I try to pull it up as much as possible to let you know we're still thinking about you. You're always great. And the one thing I always like to say is you have a choice of where you spend your time, and you decided to spend it here with Steve and I, and we're honored and blessed for that, and we appreciate it.
Very much so.
Steve, I know you always end your show. How do you end your show?
I just go, see you next time.
For sure. And we always end it by saying thank you again for your time, and take care of yourselves and each other, and we will talk to you all really, really soon. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Love you all.